Hello everyone, Stefan here. On this particular video, I will talk about, well, right now I have the brand new Star Power Baseball board game, but it could definitely go with every single baseball board game that would include specific player cards. Let's simply say I still have a hard time doing some kind of draft pick, building teams a little bit on the fly, but at the same time, I want to be fair with, let's say, I would put some kind of tournament or mini league, round robin, let's say 4 teams. And you want to be fair enough. You want some balanced team in a certain way. So right now, I was thinking about, let's say, without having all players available right at the start. Let's say I would pick, for example, I do have some cards like this set. It's the Major League All Stars 1933, for instance. So let's say right here I have Lefty Grove. Let's say, for example, Carl Hubble. So a few pictures here. Bill Dickey, Dick Bartle, Tony Lazzari right here. Lou Gehrig. I could have, let's say, I would pick for 4 teams. Let's say I could pick 6 players at first. So it would depend for someone who would start to draft right away with the pitcher. Let's say team number 1 could pick Carl Hubble. Team number 2 could go probably with a big hitter like Lou Gehrig. Team number 3, let's say, would see what's still available on the first block of players. You could see, let's say, I could see, maybe a little more on defense, or once a guy could go on field, or doing some runs. Let's say Bill Dickey could have some value for someone. Let's say team number 3 could pick Bill Dickey, and fourth one could go probably for a pitcher as well. Could go with Lefty Grove for team number 4. So let's say the remaining 2 players, they will simply go on the side. So it will be the first first turn for the draft pick. Let's say for the second turn, well, you have whoever it is, Babe Ruth, maybe could do something good after a certain time. You could have Jimmy Fox. Let's say another pitcher like Hal Schumacher. You could have Tony Cuccinello. You can have Pepper Martin and Pie Trainer. So there will be the second turn of this draft. So team number 1, since you have a pitcher, you could go with some power on bat. So logical choice would be Babe Ruth. Team number 2, this time could be a pitcher themselves. So they could go with Al Schumacher. Third turn, they could see some good value for Pepper Martin. So let's go with Pepper Martin. And team number 4, they also have a really great pitcher, so they could go for some batting action as well. They could go with Jimmy Fox, and which means the remaining 2 players will be Pie Trainer and Cuccinello. So we will pick them and put them inside. So with the following turns, you could see more and more. If you already have a handful of pitchers, you could have a catcher, you could have infield or outfield players. So you'd see a little more depending on the still open spots on every team. So you could try to balance a little bit the different things you would have. So as long as the draft would go on, you'd see more and more. Maybe some things don't have a lot of pictures, though. There you would decide. Well, it will be time to go with. Let's see if I would pick. Let's say there would be Oral Hildebrand. Yeah, starting picture at 7. So maybe a team that hasn't drafted any pictures yet, they could go with him. Let's say another team doesn't have any catcher yet. You could go with Jimmy Wilson. So let's say this one on team 1, this one on team 2, and you slowly build teams this way with a little bit limited number of players available on each turn. So you wouldn't have to get lots of sheets of paper. So you'll read the listing. You have a little bit limited set of players available on each turn. It could probably have its limits. Probably if I would have a turn that have almost only have infield or outfield, or at times only pitchers available on a particular turn, while some teams may already have 3 or 4 of them. But at the same time, I try to keep things simple to a certain point, but I think for this specific set, like All-Star of 1933, or probably I would go with my dead ball years kind of league, I would try to create as well. Well, there are many sets. I do have, I think, 4 or 5 I do have in possession at home. I think during 2022 there are a couple more available since then. So I would probably go with as many as 8 players available for 4 teams. So the remaining players will go on site, and probably I would cut the roster in half because many good players available. So it probably cut the roster in half. So it would be a little easier to manage this particular way. So maybe you have your own way of drafting things, whether on Star Player Baseball, maybe on Superstar Baseball from Sports Illustrated. Have that game as well. Maybe the good old Kadeko All-Star Baseball as well. Maybe any other baseball board game. You could try to apply this kind of drafting. Maybe you have your own ideas to keep things relatively simple, but at the same time, just make sure you want to have fair competition of sorts, well-balanced teams. So you may simply leave comments on this video in particular, and I will produce some more videos with this game specifically and other games as well. So simply leave comments. Maybe you have your own ideas you want to share with me, and many others that will watch this video and probably not take this as a reference, but at least just try something different for your own solo play. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye.